Hello, welcome back to another reading and welcome to my channel. I'm Chelsea and today we're going to do a reading. It's going to be about what are your spiritual gifts. I think I'm going to do 3 different piles. You're going to be able to choose from 3 different tarot decks and then I'll just read based on that deck. I'm not going to show the cards the way that I normally do today because I'm just not feeling that, so you're just gonna see me today. But before we pick the piles, I'm just gonna cleanse. I'm gonna do a smoke cleanse and I'm also gonna do a sound cleanse with the bowl. If you don't want to be here for this, that's totally fine. You can just skip ahead to the pile selection and then you can choose your pile from there. But right now I'm just cleansing your energy. I'm cleansing the space of any negative or unwanted energies and let that flow right out the window so that we can tap in to exactly what we want, which is learning about your spiritual gifts. Your gifts could have been passed down from an ancestor, that may have had a gift before they passed. So we're going to tap into your ancestry today for sure. You may know your gifts already. Maybe you just want confirmation. That is what I am here for today. We're just gonna do a quick sound bowl cleanse. My sister got me this bowl for my birthday. Shout out Deontay, thank you. Just gonna clear any negative or unwanted energy. Out of the space, out of view through the screen. One more. Okay. Nice. Thank you. Haven't done that in a while. Okay. Now for the pile selection. Santa Muerte will be number 1. This is pile 1, if you want the Santa Muerte deck. I will pull a random card so you can see what the cards look like. That is for pile 1. Pile 2 will be the anime tarot deck. Pile 2. I hope it's not backwards. I did not think about that. I think I need to switch the camera. But this is the card for pile 2. And pile 3, I don't have a box for it, is the Tarot of Dreams deck. And that's the card. Okay. If you need a moment to pick your pile, that's totally fine. You can pause this video and then just go when you feel like you're good. You can choose more than one pile. People have more than one gift. If you only care about one, that's totally fine as well. I will pull oracle cards, maybe charms, depending on the vibe. And yeah, that's about it. So I'll see you at your pile. Hello, my pile 1s. Welcome to your reading. All right, we are looking at you and your spiritual gifts or gift. Maybe you have one, maybe you have multiple. We'll see what comes through. This is if you chose the Santa Muerte deck, okay? Just remember. So if this was not the deck you chose, then, I mean, maybe you still belong here. You ended up here for a reason. Okay. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Angels, Ancestors, Higher Self, Goddess Titan Hecate, for being here with me during this reading. I usually don't shuffle like this. I mean, I usually don't do my videos like this, but we're feeling different vibes today. So, thank you, ancestors. Please go tap into their ancestors for my pile 1 so we can see what are their spiritual gifts. Okay, here we go. Okay. We have the 8 of Swords. Thank you. The 10 of Pentacles. Thank you. And the 9 of Swords. And the King of Swords. Okay. Interesting. There's a lot going on with swords. The mind. You may be able to sense I don't know why people are yelling. You may be able to sense things that kind of don't make any sense to you, because you might kind of just have like a knowing. I just heard danger sense, like from my hero. You know when things are about to happen. You know when things are about to end, when things are about to start again, when something is going to change, basically. And I feel like you also just like know, you can like sense what people actually feel and like what they're actually thinking, what burdens they're carrying, what ideas they have. It's like you talk to people and you just tap into them. So maybe claircognizance might be relevant here, because also when we're talking about spiritual gifts, like I don't know if the clairs are the only thing, you know, but that's what it's giving. Claircognizance, the ability to just like know things. You don't know how you know them. It's not like you search things up, like you just know things. You might be really good at just like following your intuition. Like you have different thoughts and ideas and then you just follow them and then they end up being great. Or you can sense when something is not going to be great, so you choose not to follow that path or something like that, and then later on you find out, yeah, if I followed that it would have sucked. Like, that's very much a thing here. And this doesn't just mean for small things or like per person necessarily. Like this could be like big things that happen. Like you could probably, maybe sometimes you have dreams and then they come to fruition. Your mind very much tells you what is going to happen. Your mind, your soul, whatever. So you might be a thinker. Because those thoughts that you have are actually, they give you facts. It's not just you, like, just thinking and lollygagging, whatever. Oh, look at that. Imagination. Damn, this is backwards. I'm so sorry. It doesn't really matter with the pictures, but the words. But we have imagination. Like, the things that you imagine are not just for shits and giggles. There's something there. It's, like, important. Maybe not all the time, obviously, because the mind can veer off and do whatever. But if you have a question, or there's something that you need more information about or something like that, I feel like if you like meditate maybe and like quiet like your egoic mind, then your soul mind, I guess, can come through easily. And it might come through as like what you see as a dream, or what you see as just daydreaming or something like that, but it's actually you getting messages and like having feelings of knowing. Because we also have patience here. So I feel like it doesn't always come right away, but if you are patient and you quiet your mind, you can hear it, or you can feel the knowing of whatever it is. Interesting. Okay. We're also going to see how you can develop this. I do have a book that's all about the Clairs, so I might whip that out. But let's just get a little more before we do that. All about Chiron's gifts. Spiritual gift. Thank you. Oh, enlightenment. Yeah. Oh my god. Back of the deck is insight. Like, you literally just get insight about things. And it's honestly whether or not you do ask for it. Sometimes it just comes to you. And it's a matter of you, like, paying attention and, like, accepting it, you know? Maybe you don't. Maybe sometimes you ignore it, but it is there. And it's even, like, louder, and you feel it more when you intentionally are trying to get information. But you definitely have the gift of knowing. You just feel things. All right. So it seems like that is the one that's most prominent, that's coming out. If you do have another one or others, they're just not awakened yet. This one's probably already awakened within you, whether or not you realize, but I think you have. You might be a little, like, you might feel crazy sometimes, though. Like, why do I feel this certain way, you know? Ooh. But it gives you a sense of, depending on what it is that you are learning, or like, you know, or whatever, it gives you either a sense of peace emotionally, or it gives you a sense of like worry and panic and anxiety. If it's like something that you should move towards, I think you feel more peace. And then if it's something that is like a warning, like, don't do this because you know that it's going to be bad, or something not in your best interest is going to happen or whatever, yada yada, then you feel more like amped up and like it's hard for you to just move in that direction. Like you feel resistance emotionally, and other people might not feel it. And that's the other problem. Like it might be things that other people might not understand, but that's where you have to trust yourself and trust your body and trust your intuition. Because with claircognizance, like with knowing, it's not something that you're going to get an external answer from. It's whatever you feel. So you have to like really understand yourself, understand your mind, know the difference between your ego as well and this gift, because it can easily get intertwined because it comes to you in your mind, and the mind is always yapping. So it could be causing anxiety, but it's not anxiety in like a don't go that way. It's just anxiety because of overthinking. So it can get confusing at times for sure. And it probably makes you a little like, oh my God, I don't know what to do kind of thing. Maybe you get confused a lot. Because it's just like a lot happening up here. Let's see how you can develop this. Oh, look at that. The 5 of Cups. So as you can see, I have like a lot of light in here. It's like a maze in his head. And what was I literally just talking about? It can make you kind of confused because sometimes you could feel like, okay, well, everyone is telling me to go one way, and logically that seems like the thing that I should do, but on the inside I'm like, no, like I think I should go this way. And it can, you have to, though, I feel like the way to develop this is by practicing it more. Like literally just, even with small things, like you go to an ice cream shop and you need to pick your flavors and you have to pick between 3 and you can only pick 1. Like, don't ask other people, oh, which flavor should I get? Like, figure it out yourself kind of thing. Like, you can probably do body exercises as well. Like, quiet yourself, quiet your mind. If you're not like a meditator, it's fine. You don't have to meditate necessarily, but your body tells you things. You just have to know what it's saying. It's kind of like if you've ever done pendulum work, and if you haven't, that's fine, I will explain in a second. But you have to like talk to your pendulum before you actually start asking questions, because you need to be like, hey, can you show me no? Like, I need to know how you swing for no, because I have multiple pendulums and they all swing differently for different things. Some of them only give me yes or no. Some of them can give me numbers. Some of them can give me letters. Some of them can give me yes, no, maybe. Like, I have to like, I don't know what the word is, but I need to check it first. And you can do that with your body as well. So, you know, you can, I don't know if it necessarily works in like a yes or no way. I've never personally worked on that because I don't think that this is one of my gifts. But everyone can work on any gift. It doesn't really matter. But in this particular sense, just try like a yes or no question, you know, do it kind of like a lie detector test. Like, ask questions that you know the answer to and see how your body reacts. And then from there, you can kind of develop like, okay, you're in a situation and you're like, I don't know which way to go. You can feel your body, however it reacts. Maybe you sway one way or the other. Maybe your hand starts shaking. I don't know. It's going to be different for everybody because you all have different bodies. So, but it's literally just doing it, practicing it without relying on others. You have to like develop it by relying on yourself. And last but not least, we have the Star. The Star and the Ace of Pentacles. So like I said before, your imagination, like sometimes your gift comes through daydreaming or just imagining things, whatever. It's like maybe you like imagine scenarios and you keep imagining them, or you keep seeing some visual or hearing something in your head, whatever, and then it comes to pass. Because it's like you knew that that was going to happen. That's why you kept thinking about it. So I feel like with the Star here, it's kind of like following those imaginations. If you keep thinking about like talking to someone, maybe you should just talk to them, because maybe they can teach you a lesson or guide you in the right direction for some reason. I mean, you'll know, obviously. If it feels like, remember, like I said before, if it feels more anxiety ridden, you're gonna have to decipher if that's just your mind being nervous or if that's actually your claircognizance, like being like, no, don't go that way. You know that this isn't good. So that might be a little tricky. But if you keep daydreaming about something and it feels very happy and your heart feels peaceful, then you'll probably know, like, okay, maybe I should just talk to that person or do that thing, yada yada, because it's guiding me that way. Because the Ace of Pentacles is all about getting an opportunity handed to you and you taking it, starting anew. So it's kind of like your mind, your gift, whatever gives you something, aka a vision, a daydream, a word, something like that, and then it's whether or not you're going to listen to it. So it is just going to take practice. Like maybe just knowing that that could be a possible knowing in your head will make you like kind of tap into your decision making a little more. But that's what I have for you, pile one. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a little you know, thoughtful emoji if you made it this far. And if you got something out of this. But I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, pile two. This is if you chose the anime tarot deck. This is my first time using this deck. I got it for Christmas from one of my friends. Shout out to her. Don't forget, if you felt called to another pile, that's totally okay. You might have more than one gift coming through. But let's see what we got for you. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Angels, Ancestors, Higher Self, Goddess, Titan, Hecate, for being here with me during this reading. Let's tap into their ancestors, Higher Self, so you can see the spiritual gift that pile 2 has. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Okay. All right, you have the Magician, the 9 of Wands, the 8 of Wands. Back of the deck is 9 of Pentacles. So first of all, I think you have 2 coming through right now. We'll get into that in a second. One of them is manifesting. Like, I know it's a very loose term and people say it, oh crap, and people say it and whatever all the time, but if you actually try to manifest things, like, you can do it pretty easily. It just comes easier to you more than other people. You might have to find a specific way to manifest, but we can get into that in a second. But you are good at that particularly. Also, my camera is about to die, so you have to give me 1 second. Okay, as I was saying, you're good at manifesting. You're good at thinking about what you want and then just creating it. However you do that. Whether you come up with a plan and then you enact the plan, or you kind of just let it flow into place. You're just like, this is what I want, I'm gonna get it. I don't know how, but the universe will just... You're good at, like, attracting things. But because you are good at attracting things, you also are good with, like, defense. Like, defense magic. And you might not do magic. That might not be your thing. That's fine. But you would be good at it. Because that you attract things so quickly to yourself, it's also easy for things to just be attracted to you. For people and, like, entities, whatever, to be attracted to you. But you're good at defense magic because of that. It's like, maybe like when you were a kid, you didn't really know how to, like, control it, so you would just do it without thinking, without knowing that you were even doing it, yada yada. And your ancestors, like, also gave you the power to be able to defend yourself in the physical realm and the spiritual realm. You might not mess with a lot of people because a lot of people might come off as not, they don't have the best intentions or best interests for you. So, like, you might not have a lot of friends, but that's just because that's your defense magic, like, kicking in. Like, you don't mess around with people that you feel are not good for you in whatever way, whether it's spiritually, emotionally, physically, whatever. You might also like to, like, take care of your body. Like, you don't like to be, this doesn't have to be you, obviously, but I'm just hearing, like, you don't like to be sick and eat things that will make you sluggish and not feel well, yada yada, like that kind of vibe. Maybe you don't eat a lot of, like, fast food and stuff because to you, you're like, you need to protect your body, and you feel like your defenses are lower when you are not at peak physical, like, fitness, kind of, you know, because it also makes your brain foggy. So maybe you also don't like to drink, like, do drugs, that kind of thing, because you don't necessarily want to skew your mind too much, because you might feel defenseless. Now, obviously, that might not be you at all, but I think that you would be good at that. Yeah, and we have peace here. We have peace and balance. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. Like, you're good at like getting rid of negative energies. I don't know if there's a name for that, but. And balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. And that's because you're good at manifesting. Oh my gosh. You can literally bring in whatever you need at any given point to keep your life balanced. So whether it's a new job or new friends or getting rid of a relationship or getting into a relationship, whatever it is, even if it's something small like, oh, I need to change my room around, you know, because I need more inspiration in my room, so I'm gonna change the layout. And you will do that and it works, and then next thing you know, you're inspired, baby. You're doing whatever you need to do. You're tapping into your hobbies, doing new things, meeting people, whatever. And it's like it came from you moving around your room. Like, like you can literally create balance however you want / need. So you're good at creating peace for yourself. And you're good at keeping peace because you're also good at defending yourself from others. So it seems like your gifts kind of go hand in hand. They're not necessarily Clair gifts, but they are spiritual gifts, because the defense gift can also defend you spiritually, like in the spiritual realm. So like I said, you should maybe look into like protection magic, even if you don't have to call it magic if you don't want, but it's always good to protect yourself, whether or not you actually dabble in any kind of arts like that, because there are a lot of negative people and things and energy vampires and leeches, yada yada, that are on this planet, that are in your neighborhood. I mean, they're freaking everywhere at this point. So like, you see it in the media, you see it when you just go out and get some coffee or whatever you do. So look into that, because you might actually like learn something or get something out of it if you like intentionally try, you know. All right, now we're also going to see how can you help develop this gifts. So we have let your light shine. Let your light shine. Powers gleam and glow. Let your power shine. Tangled, what a movie. That's what I'm getting right now. Maybe you're like Rapunzel. You have this gift, but it's been locked away in this tower of your mind for a long time. Why? Maybe you're scared of it. Maybe you didn't even look for it. But now you're aware. Now you are aware. And because you are aware, you should be you, you know? The thing is, maybe you could be scared because you had an experience where you did indeed follow this manifestation. You were like, I want this person, for example. You got that person. That person ended up being shit. Like, maybe treated you badly, or they just got you into bad situations, and a lot of things happened. Maybe your life revolving around that person was just not good. you seem to have like a streak of bad luck, be like while you were with this person, anything of the sort, right? And so one day after, you were like, okay, I'm not just gonna manifest anything that I want, because just because I want something doesn't mean that it's good for me. And you can't tell the difference. And so you locked it away. So you were like, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm just gonna follow whatever, I don't know, but I'm not just gonna try to manifest whatever I want anymore. However, if you're gonna develop this, you have to do it, right? You have to practice. And like I said, maybe you tried something and it just didn't give you, wasn't the best, right? But because you also are good with defense, it's like if you practice that part of your gift, it'll be easier for you to manifest things, because now you know that you will not just manifest anything whether or not it's good or bad for you. You can protect yourself from the bad things of the manifestation. You know what I'm saying? So like maybe you're like, okay, well, I want to manifest like a job. You're just like, I want to manifest a job. But you take the time to decipher, okay, I don't want a job that's going to make me hate my life. And I want to be protected from bad bosses and blah, 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 right? And you might not have an exact idea of the kind of job, but you just say a job, and then you specify things that you want to keep away from you. It will naturally push you in the direction of something that is good for you, or something that you will enjoy, or yada yada. You know what I'm saying? It's like you kind of have to work on knowing what to protect yourself from, and then it'll help you move in the positive direction of your gift. I really hope that makes sense, because that's all I got. Okay. Ooh, that's too much. Too much, too much, too much. Okay. Yeah. You have to like focus on, ooh, okay. It requires you to like plan a little more. That is how you can develop it. Like plan the things that you're gonna manifest. Don't just be like, I'm gonna manifest a person, or I'm gonna manifest a job, or I'm gonna manifest moving out. It has to be more specific. That is how you develop it, because the more specific, you don't have to be like so specific to the point where you're like writing a script. And maybe that might work for you though, like, you know, whatever works for you, but don't get too wrapped up in it. You know what I'm saying? Find what works for you. Find a good middle ground or whatever. Maybe you do have to be like super specific, and that just works for you. That's fine. But test out some things, okay? Because if you get too specific, you still might be focusing too much on that particular thing, and then it's like, okay, but if that's not for you, then you're manifesting it, and then it's just gonna be, you're not really gonna get anything good out of it, you know? But he's watching, he's learning, he's planning before he gets to his 10 of Pentacles. So it's like, you need to think about the good and the bad. You need to think about the things that you want to keep away, but also what direction you're trying to go in. Just don't be too specific about the actual end goal necessarily, or don't be too specific about how you get there, but know what you want, okay? If you're gonna manifest a relationship, think about the kind of relationship that you want to be in. Don't dwell too much on what you don't want in a relationship, because you don't want to manifest that, obviously. But at the same time, take a moment to just acknowledge bad, like this is a bad example. You know, this is what I want, not this. And once you say that once, or go through that once, fine, I know that that's not what I want, the universe will understand. So you don't have to keep dwelling on that. Now you can just completely focus on, this is the end goal that I'm trying to get to. How do I get there? Please present me with the options. Boom. That's how you develop it. Okay, that's what I have for you today. I hope that you got something out of this. Please leave a little peace sign in the comments if you made it this far, so I'll know that you like the reading. But if not, that's okay too. And I will see you in the next reading. Have a great day. Hello, pile 3. This is if you chose the Tarot of Dreams deck. Let's tap into my pile 3 viewers. What is your spiritual gift? Thank you. Thank you, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, higher self. Thank you, my pile 3 ancestors, your higher self, for being here. Goddess Hecate. Let us see what your gift. Whoa. This is so weird. You got 2 out of the 3 cards are the same as the last pile. Super weird. The 9 of Wands and the Magician. And then you got the 2 of Swords as well. But they had those same 2 cards. And this is a different deck. That's crazy. So maybe you guys are similar. If you felt called to that one, head on over there, because it's definitely for you. And if you didn't feel called for it, maybe just watch it anyway, because maybe you'll get something out of that reading as well. All right. I'm actually gonna pull some clarifiers, because I'm not necessarily sure if your gift is like the same. I get one more clarification about my pile 3's gifts. Okay. I think you have more than one. I don't know how many. But I do think you have more than one. Because there's a lot of confusion energy. You also have a 7 of Cups here. And there's something different in each cup. I hope you can see. It's fucking blurry. Boop. Hello. Okay. There's something different in each cup. So to me, that's like, okay, well, you can tap into a lot of different things. And especially with the Magician, he knows how to use multiple things to create whatever he wants. But then you also have the 2 of Swords, which is all about confusion. So you might be confused about what your gift is, and it's probably because you have more than one. So you keep like trying to find the one thing, but there is no one thing. You're good at multiple things. And the other thing is, they probably come kind of easy to you. You might be, your third eye might be activated. You might see a lot of stuff in your dreams, but you don't necessarily know what that means. You don't really know what to do with it. So you kind of just float by. You don't necessarily like tap in. And by tap in, I mean like doing dream work and actually like listening to the messages that you get. You know, are you hearing music in your dreams? If you are, do you wake up, listen to the lyrics? How do you feel in your dreams? Tapping into your emotions, because that can be a very, very big indicator of certain things, and messages. You know, it's not just about what you see, it's also about what you feel. It's like they come easy to you, but you don't want to work on them. You're here though, which is saying something, but you're tapped in, but you don't want to scare yourself, or you don't want to just partake in that for whatever reason. Even though you're like very powerful. Like you're very powerful. Let's get some more about these gifts. Okay, one of them is definitely manifesting. One of them is definitely dream work. I don't know if that's necessarily like a specific thing. I mean, I guess it could fall under like Clair. I can't remember the word, so maybe it doesn't. But given like if you pay attention to your dreams, you can get messages and things like that. Like you can see. So that's what I was saying before. Maybe your third eye is open. You may feel like you lost your gift, and now you're kind of like regretting that. Oh, fear. What'd I say? Maybe you're not regretting it, maybe you're just fearful of it. Maybe you feel like you lost it out of fear, like you got scared so you locked it away. This is very, very similar to pile 2. Slightly different, but very similar. So honestly, you should probably go watch that. And now you're kind of like, well, I lost it, so I can't get it back. But you can still develop this. You never lose your gifts forever. It's not how that works. First of all, everybody basically has every gift. It's just a matter of which one is more prominent and which one you're better at, particularly. Obviously, not everybody's going to be good at everything. No one's good at everything. But we are all able to tap into whatever. And you have to remember that. So that being said, you cannot just lose your gift. That's not how that works. Now you can lock it away. I'm thinking about my hero. I'm always thinking about my hero, but I'm thinking about my hero and Midoriya. Once he got Black Whip that first time, he was like, I can't use this again because it was like too much. And so he just like locked it away, and he had to like open it back up again to be able to use it again. That is your vibe right now. It's like you have a lot of powers, but you did lock them away because maybe it was just overwhelming for you. So you were like, I'm not doing this. And maybe it was overwhelming also because you just couldn't pick. But that's because you weren't meant to pick one. You were meant to use all of them together in harmony in some kind of way. Like I said, manifestation, dream work. I feel like there's one more. What's this other gift, spiritual gift that's coming through for my pile, please? There could be more than one, but definitely dream work though. Because to me, this card is all about diving into your mind, into the deepest, darkest places that nobody wants to go to. But you can, and not only can you, but you're good at it. You're good at like picking things and people out of the dark and bringing them back to the light, kind of thing. You're good at exploring people's fears, maybe. There's a lot about fighting and defense and your other one might be helping people out of the darkness, whatever that darkness is for them, whether it's trauma or them living in fear. If you've ever seen the movie Soul, that boat of people that like, ooh, they're doing like, the one guy, he like twirls the sign in the physical realm, but he's actually in the soul realm and he's like picking people out of the darkness. You know what I'm talking about? Well, that's only if you've ever seen the movie, but that's one thing that you can do. And that's probably why you're scared, because that's not easy. And you might have done this in your dreams before, which is interesting. Like if you've ever had a dream about saving people, doesn't matter who it is. It could be people, it could be like things, like shadows or something. If you see shadows or something in your dreams, or maybe you have sleep paralysis, something like that, but they don't like, they're not doing anything to you, they're not harming you, whatever, you might feel like an itch to kind of talk to them or something. That's probably why, because you're probably good at helping people out of whatever darkness they're in. And especially if you're doing that while you're sleeping, you're probably in another realm as well. So helping them out of that realm, it's very, I'm hearing Hecate right now. I don't know if I called her technically in the beginning of this particular reading, but I do have her candles lit. And I mean, she brought down torches to the depths of hell to help, I can't remember her name, but to help Persephone's mother find her when she got taken there. So she literally brought light to the depths of the darkness so that she could find Persephone. So yeah, you might be able to do that. Now that is something that, like, if you're fearful, you're not gonna do it. Period, you know? You would have to open your mind up for sure. But it also means that you can defend yourself, and like you can, if you feel like nervous because you're scared of, like, I don't know, interacting with things and whatever in that kind of way, that's okay. Because you can protect yourself, and you definitely have like a very powerful spiritual team that will protect you while you do whatever you do. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But the power, like the gift is not lost. The manifestation gift is not lost. And the dreaming gift is not lost. It's actually all connected. So the manifestation one is more like, it can be more physical. The other three are more or two, sorry, are more for in the dream realm. Pay attention to your dreams. When you go to bed, say affirmations. Like, I'm gonna remember my dreams tonight. I'm gonna see clearly in my dreams. I see clearly. Don't even say I'm gonna. I see clearly in my dreams. I remember my dreams when I sleep. I remember going to sleep right now. I am lucid, you know? Say things in the present tense. Because I also do dream work, and when I speak my affirmations, like as I'm falling asleep, definitely helps. From there, you will probably need to learn how to lucid dream if you want to really get into that gift, because you're gonna need to be able to maneuver in your dreams, obviously, and you're gonna need to be able to like speak or do things to help the people or whatever. You might not like that. I know I don't like it, but sometimes I do it. You might not like it, but it's not gonna go away, babe. It might be easier for you to just tap in. You have it for a reason. Not everyone can do that. So maybe you're also afraid of failing. And that's why you've kind of locked it away. Maybe you think, how the hell could I help spiritual beings or people when I can't even help myself? You can't help yourself. You know, you just, if things aren't that easy, maybe you get a little discouraged, but life isn't easy, babe. So let's see how you can develop these gifts, because you do have quite a few. Oh, 33 on the clock. Everything is making sense. You're probably like, oh. And you might get people might like come to you for like a lot of issues, and you're like, why the hell does everybody always like talk to me about their problems and whatever? That's why, because you are a healer, babe. Okay. How to develop this gift. You got the Seven of Swords twice, which is from two different decks, which is interesting. Back of the deck, we have the Three of Wands. How can you develop? You have to not be terrified. Number one, you're causing more anxiety than you need to. That's the first thing. Second thing is not, okay, you know how I said before the Seven of Cups came out, which is like you have a lot going on. You have to develop one thing at a time. One thing at a time. You can't keep going from boop, 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 boop. It's like once you learn one thing and it becomes like automatic, it becomes like you can just do it like the back of your hand, like breathing. You just know how to breathe. You don't think about it, you just do it. That's what you have to do. You have to develop one thing at a time. I feel like the helping entities / people, whatever, in your dreams is like the last thing you should work on. The first thing is probably your manifestation skills, just because you can see it like come to pass in the physical realm. You also might be good at like conjuring things in your dreams, which I guess is just lucid dreaming. So working on manifesting and like just understanding that you even have power in the first place is like your first step. And once you get to a point where you're like, okay, I know how I can manifest things, I know how I know the power that I have within me, yada yada, then you can move on to like, okay, I need to start working on my dream work, because that's where most of my work is going to get done. That's where a lot of my spiritual gifts come out, is at night in my dreams. So I need to go to sleep and remember my dreams, first of all. And then once I start remembering them, I need to write them down, because the more you write them down, the more you will remember them. It's a cycle, okay? After you write them down, learn how to decipher them. Are they telling me something in the dream? Am I having repeated dreams? It doesn't have to be the same exact dream, but are you having the same themes? Are you always in the same places? Are you always feeling the same way whenever you have a certain dream? Do you feel the same way whenever you're in a particular place? Okay? Think about stuff like that. And then you will get like really in tune, and you'll start to dive deeper in your subconscious. And the deeper you go, the easier it will be for you to lucid dream. Lucid dreaming also requires a bit of patience, because you also need, it's easier when you do reality checks throughout the day and waking life, particularly as well. Asking yourself, am I awake? Looking at shit. Because usually in a dream, if you stare at something for too long, it changes, or it morphs, or it starts doing weird shit. You know, that's how you know, okay, I'm not awake. Once you develop that and you do it all the time, you'll start to do it automatically in your dreams, because you're going to think that you're awake. And normally when you're awake, you check your reality. So it becomes a habit. Get it? And then from there, you will become lucid. And then eventually you'll have to figure out how to stay lucid for an extended period of time in your dreams. But once you get to that point, then you can then develop, what the fuck am I supposed to do? You know, how am I supposed to help these people, entities, whatever? I see them, I'm here, what am I supposed to do? Do I have to talk to them? Do I have to guide them somewhere? Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you got to start somewhere. And for you, you need to do things in a particular way. Maybe that's just how you operate. So that's why it'll just work. But just trying to jump straight to, oh, I'm going to help these things in my sleep, you're not going to get very far. Because you have to believe in yourself in the beginning. You already are struggling with even believing that you have a gift. But I'm here to tell you that you do. And you have a lot, babes. You just lock them away. So. But yeah. The journey to opening the door is very important. That is how you will develop it. And also remembering where you're trying to go, what you're trying to do. But yeah. That's what I have for you, pile 3. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Please leave, you know, anything that's related to dreams, or magician, a little witch, whatever you want, in the comments if you made it this far, and if you got something out of this. I do hope that you got something out of it. But thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next reading.